Hey guys, I want to show you something really cool and never before seen. Well, some people have seen it, but not the majority of people. And huge shout out to Vesk on Twitter. He messaged me this and sent me some pretty cool footage. You guys may remember Vesk. He was the first one to let us know that Zombies Chronicles was pretty legit. There was some information that was released in Mexico. He got his hands on it, shared it with us. So yeah, big shout out to him for doing that as well. Vesk also knows and has met the guy that does the voice for Richtofen for the Mexico release of Black Ops, so I thought that was really cool. So I would definitely recommend go follow him on Twitter. He also has a YouTube. This guy has some good inside information, and just huge shout out to him for sharing everything that he knows. Well, today he messaged me and said that there is a trailer for World War II Zombies that like practically no one has seen, and he sent it to me, and I'm going to be showing you guys that in just a moment, but I'm going to explain like where it came from and why it even exists. So back on November the 3rd, when World War II was first released, they held a launch event in Mexico, and they invited the press and also some YouTubers. At this event, one of the designers was there that was from Mexico, and he was helping to promote the game, and they were telling everybody to, tweet hashtag Call of Duty MX to help promote the game. So if you guys want to go check out some of the scenes and pictures from this event, you can go type that into Twitter and like all of this stuff will come up. The event looks really cool, and they definitely went all out on this and decorated this entire area, and they showed, a lot of information on a big screen and allowed all the YouTubers to play the game. They had a guy that was dressed up like one of the zombies, which looks pretty amazing. So definitely cool to see like what they're doing around the world to help release the game. And one thing they did was they showed a trailer for the zombies, but the trailer is quite different, and it actually looks like the first trailer they ever made. It's got some scenes in it that do not exist in the map, and this is a release party that's for November the 3rd. The game is already out, but this trailer looks completely different. There's some major differences, and I'll let you guys watch it right now, and then we'll talk about some of the changes. So I don't know the story behind why they showed this trailer at this public event to, promote the game. It had the wrong name on it, Army of the Dead, and it definitely has a lot of scenes in there that we don't currently have. And I want to show you guys a couple of things that I saw, going through the trailer, but it definitely seems like this trailer was possibly like the beginning stages of this map, because it's very different now. But I think it's really cool to see like some of the beginning stages and how it finally ended up. The very first scene of the trailer shows a player opening doors, and I thought, oh, maybe this is a new spawn area, but this is the area going towards the courtyard, which is on the right. There's a statue on the right, and right there on the left of the doors is that SVT wall buy. One of the next scenes shows a zombie, breaking through that window and next to that valve, so that all stayed the same. I just thought that was interesting to see that. This next scene shows the village square and where the fire trap is, so all that looks the same, and this is like looking towards the bunker doors, and the toy store is on the right, but it looks really different. It's really dark where the bunker doors are supposed to be. Almost looks like they're not there at all. You can see a display panel like straight ahead, and there's the generator on the right, so that's the same location with 3 green lights, so those valves were all the same at this time. But that panel right in front, that's something I made a video about, and was thinking that maybe it's related to something with the Jack-in-the-Boxes, because you can, set the Jack-in-the-Boxes on the shelves really nicely. But you don't really see anything like that in this shot, and it's kind of hard to see anyways. This next scene is when you drop down into the sewers after you blow that, pit open, and it looks like straight ahead is what the generator was originally gonna look like. I could be wrong, and that could be like the trap switch or something, but it definitely looks like some type of a generator. In this next scene, it showed them pretty clearly shooting a weapon. Now, I can't tell what kind of gun this is. I didn't do any research to figure it out, but maybe you guys are really good with identifying guns. So I wanted to show you this, and I'll check the comments later to see if you guys know. This next scene is one of the biggest changes, and that was to the Pack-a-Punch. And originally, it was going to be a mystery box location, which is really weird because, we go through all these steps to open this cage. And in one scene, it kind of looked like the cage was closed. So were we originally going to have to do steps to even open up the mystery box location? And it wasn't going to be so accessible at first. The next scene says an ancient power, which if the Easter eggs stayed the same, they would be talking about the hilt. And that is part of Barbarossa's sword. And that hilt has some magical energy and some type of electricity that actually reanimates the zombie. So that's what actually created the zombies. This next scene shows a town car. You can see it on the right. It's kind of dark, and I think this is going from the SVT towards the bunker doors, but I don't think there's a town car right there. I think it's just all military vehicles. The next scene is a hint at Dr. Straub, a madman's dream. And the next scene is probably the most telling sign that this was in the very early stages of development, because of the being revived that is on the screen right there. That definitely looks very prototype. One of the next scenes was one of the biggest changes to the map, and that is the entrance to the tower. Originally, there was going to be a giant drawbridge that dropped down, and that definitely would have been cool to see. That would have been definitely a big event, watching that thing fall down. Looks like that green light there on the left would have been, linked to allowing that thing to fall down, I'm guessing. Right here, the characters are on their way to the end of this bridge, and what's interesting is that these characters just look like regular soldiers. So I guess the characters were not in full development at this time, and they were just male soldiers. So it definitely surprises me that they were showing this in a public setting, and that's the only reason I'm able to show it to you guys, is because this was shown in public. And I'm just curious about what was going on behind the scenes and why they were showing this trailer when they had a full-blown trailer that they had already shown. But I'm not complaining. I love to see this kind of stuff. Like the beginning stages, again, of the development, I think is really fascinating. But yeah, with this tower setup, there was definitely no tower defense step that was gonna happen originally. And it looks like we were gonna be going towards this gate to, unlock the boss. And I guess we didn't really need to unlock him because he busted through that giant gate, and this is probably the most significant change, and that's the boss looks totally different. And this was going to be, I guess, the casual Easter egg and the Panzer Mordor. And I don't see a body attached to the front of him. He definitely looks so different. I really actually love the way the Panzer Mordor looks now, how his hands are made out of legs and stuff like that. It's totally crazy looking. But I don't see Klaus attached to him or anything like that. And maybe they just left that out because they didn't want to give too much away. But yeah, it's possible that Klaus did not exist at this time. Obviously, Marie Fisher was not one of the characters either. It actually looks like he's just made out of two big giant zombies, and just with two heads. Looks like one arm is probably a hoof or something. I can't really tell. But I don't know. What would you guys prefer? Would you prefer to fight the Panzer Mordor that we currently have with all the arms and legs? Or would you rather fight this thing? I think it would have been cool to fight both. The casual Easter egg, we fight one, and then the hardcore Easter egg, we fight the other. But who knows? We may still see this boss in a future DLC. That's very possible, but maybe not. I don't know. Definitely makes you wonder what the next bosses are going to be that we're going to be fighting. And yeah, will they carry over some of these concepts to future DLC? So it looks like there's a total of 3 trailers so far, and there could be more. And it's definitely interesting to be doing a trailer breakdown well after release, and some trailer that not a lot of people get to see. But if you guys watch the trailer again, let me know if I missed anything, if you guys spot anything that stands out that's like really different. I think I pretty much covered everything, but yeah, definitely let me know what you guys think about this, and we'll see you next video.